happens. Good morning. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. This is day six of our daily affirmations on how to 31 affirmations to build mental immunity in the midst of chaos. And I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel like we are in the midst of chaos. Definitely. Good morning, John. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You guys come on in. I am back at home after being away in the North Georgia mountains for this past weekend, and it is good to be back home. We did those. For those of you that joined during the holiday weekend, I appreciate you tuning in. But I know most people take a break from social media at least early mornings on Saturday and Sunday. So we're back. We're back on Monday morning with a very, very, very powerful affirmation. Today's affirmation is very powerful. It is one of my favorite. Actually, most of them are my favorite, but this morning's affirmation is definitely one of my favorite. Good morning, Ace. Good morning, Jamal. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to wait a few minutes. Today, I thought we would just listen to the birds as our way to connect. I've been listening to a little meditation music every morning, but the birds chirping are such a beautiful, they kind of give the beautiful ambiance of like connecting with peace. And so I thought we would focus on that today. I don't know if any of you all have ever gotten like one of those meditation CDs, or like there's playlists for meditation, and a lot of times there's just like birds chirping or outdoor noises to kind of calm us. Good morning, Andre. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody is excited about this Monday morning, another chance to attack the week with positivity. I hope everyone is also staying safe in every aspect of life, your health, your mental health. I'm excited about later on today. I'm going to have a conversation with Shamanda Burson. She is a mental health advocate and also executive producer, script writer, just a powerhouse of a woman, and like one of those people you see and you hear what they have to say, and you feel like she's like a kindred spirit. So I'm excited to have her on. But we're going to go ahead and start the conversation about affirmation number 6 in our book, How to Win When Shit Happens. Affirmation number 6. I would love to get some feedback on this one because I know that just like it's one of my favorites, I'm sure it's going to be one of you guys' favorites as well. Good morning, Dennis. The affirmation for today reads, my past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. I'm going to read that one more time, you guys. My past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. That is a mouthful, in my opinion, because so many times, most of us kind of see our future through the lens of our past. Does that make sense? We see our future through the lens of our past. It could be our parents' past. It could be our own personal mistakes from the past or limitations. And we see ourselves through that lens, right? But I'm here to tell you, and your affirmation you're going to tell yourself is, my past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. I'm going to read you guys this very, very powerful quote that's a part of day 6 affirmation. If you get a copy of the book, you'll have the quote, the affirmation, and quotes that go along with the affirmations. This quote says, before you can live, a part of you has to die. You have to let go of what could have been, how you should have acted, and what you wish you would have said differently. You have to accept that you can't change past experiences, opinions of others at that moment in time, or outcomes from their choices or yours. When you finally recognize that truth, then you will understand the true meaning of forgiveness of yourself and others. From this point on, you will finally be free. And that quote is from Shannon Adler. I would love to have a conversation with you guys just about that quote in reference to this affirmation. So often, good morning, Chris. So often we get stuck with even our own past failures. It could be something that you didn't do right, and you don't let yourself move past that. You start to define yourself by your past mistakes, right? It could be. I remember when I, I think I was 23 or 24. I got this amazing job, right? It was the type of job that I dreamed about. I was an account executive for a hospital. And oh my God, I had a beeper, I had a cell phone. And this is, man, back in like early 2000s, probably like 2000, 2000, maybe 2000. So I had my own office. I had a beeper, cell phone, expense account. Like, I was excited. This is what I went to college for. This is what I dreamed about. And I had a little, my son was probably 2 at that time. My daughter was about 5, maybe, yeah, 5. And the job was, I mean, it was fast paced. I was the only African American, of course, as I usually was back then. And I was one of the youngest people there, probably was the youngest on staff. It was definitely like a rigorous process to get hired, but I got the job and I was overwhelmed. My son had health issues. He had really bad asthma at that time. And I was, this young woman with 2 kids with this high powered job. And man, I was not handling it well. And so even though I had it and I was doing it, I realized that I just, I kind of became overwhelmed with the responsibility of the job. Often I would have to get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and be at the hospital if there was a press conference going on. There was like this, I don't know if you guys remember when the salmonella first made its appearance. So I remember there being like a salmonella outbreak and it was new. And so doctors were talking about it. And so still doing public relations, which is what I've always done. I would have to be at the hospital ready to kind of coordinate the media and the doctors and talk to the doctors about prep the doctors on talking to the media. A lot of responsibility, especially when you're young, and then you also have this 2-year-old at home that's sick and needs a lot of attention, and a 5-year-old and a husband. It was just a lot. And so I ended up just having a fit one day and telling my boss that I needed to resign. Oh, so I did. I resigned. And although I knew it was probably what I needed to do, I regretted that decision for probably 5 years later. I beat myself up about it. I said, Christal, you should have been able to handle it. I was cruel to myself over that situation. I felt like it was going to stop me from being able to move on in my career. And every time something wouldn't go right in my career, I went back to that job and I was like, I should have just figured out a way to stay in that job. Point being, our daily affirmation for today says, my past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. I had to let that go. I had to let it go. I had to let the fact that I didn't handle it well, the fact that I wasn't really prepared, I was overwhelmed. I had to let that go. I'm human. It's okay. It's okay. Even if the mistake was yours, it's okay. And we have to get to that. We have to get to that point. Good morning, Felicia. Good morning, Felicia. Felicia says, I absolutely agree. The old me or the things I did in the past, I used to need to allow me to grow better. God doesn't hold it against me, so I won't allow man to hold it against me. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the most important thing I believe is that we have to stop holding it against ourselves. So many of us are holding things against ourselves where we were born, our environment. A lot of times, if you grew up with humble beginnings, it makes you look at yourself through that lens. You start to see yourself as not able to get past the environment that you were born into, right? Or, like I said, or making mistakes when we're young. We all know that when you're young, and actually sometimes when you're older too, but when you're young, a lot of times you make mistakes, not understanding how things work, and then those mistakes, the enemy uses those mistakes to keep us locked in, right? So I want you guys, we're going to take a brief minute to kind of do our meditation here. So now that we know what our affirmation is, it is, my past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. Neither one. Okay. Neither one, past or present. And we didn't talk about present, but I want us to take a few minutes to just breathe in. You guys, we're going to center ourselves. We're going to close our eyes. And I want you to just take a moment to become peaceful, just to let everything go. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale. All right. I want you to repeat after me. My past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. One more time. My past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. We're going to breathe that in. Exhale out. I want you all to envision when you're doing your breathing exercises. You're going to inhale in positivity. We're going to exhale self-doubt. We're going to inhale in I can. We're going to exhale out I can't. One more time with our affirmation. My past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future. Inhale that in and release. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Wow. I hope you guys feel different. When I breathe, sometimes just breathing really kind of reconnects you to your core, and it makes you just stop and you release that anxiety. You release that anxiety and it feels good. You always hear people talk about the power of breath, right? And until I started doing this, and really just when you just sit and breathe in, like if you get anxious during the day, say you're in your car and traffic is crazy, um, and you just sit and you just breathe in, breathe out, it allows you to recenter, right? And it allows you to just calm yourself. A lot of times I used to have this bad habit of responding without thinking, right? I would respond based on emotion. And I would, working in a very fast environment, and with other people that are all entrepreneurs, sometimes tensions run a little high. Tensions run a little high, and someone would say something to me, and I had this knee-jerk reaction that I would respond, or I would send an email before I had a chance to breathe. And I can't tell you how many times I responded before I had a chance to really take in the full scope of the situation, right? So I challenged myself too, because I used to do that. Like I had Twitter feed, I would get on my email and I'm pretty good with words. And so I would write something that was scathing and I would send it out before I had a chance to really think about it, before I had a chance to really pause. Because a lot of times I was responding based on the fact that I thought people were judging me on my past circumstance or my present situation, right? If your present situation, you don't have much, you don't have much finances, or you don't know a lot about the job field that you're in. There are a lot of people like that don't know really a lot about it. And so what they do is instead of trying to learn about it, they try to put up a front, right? Well, the beautiful thing that we realize and we've reaffirmed today is that your past nor your present dictate your future. So just because you don't know a lot about what you're doing today doesn't have anything to do with where you'll be at in a year. But if you refuse to acknowledge where you are, then you will stay stuck. Then you will remain stuck. If you refuse to forgive yourself, then you will remain stuck. The only way that you can move forward and become the winner that you have inside of you, that I know you are, that all of us have inside of us, is you have to let go of the shame of your past. You have to let go of the uncertainty of your present. There's like a bird. I thought, I'm just making sure it was a bird. I'm outside. I love outdoors, but you guys, I don't really play with that, with the outdoor elements, to make sure it's just a bird and nothing else. But yeah, you have to let go of the anxiety of your present. That's something that most of us struggle with. It's like, what's going on? I may not be exactly where I want to be, but that has nothing to do with your future. Nothing to do with your future. If you didn't have much, if your parents didn't have much. In fact, most people that are huge nominal successes come from humble beginnings, right? But before they were able to reach that, they had to let go of the shame, of the I guess the energy that a lot of times we bring with us, worried about our past or feeling unworthy of a bright future because of our past. So I want you guys to remember that. Now, the important thing about these affirmations, and I've talked about this. Good morning to everyone that just joined. This is day 6 of our daily affirmations. We're doing this for the entire month of July. 31 affirmations, how to win when shit happens. We're building our mental immunity with affirmations every day, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. If you miss it, you can go to my YouTube, you can go to my personal Facebook page, and you will see the broadcast there, meditating, focusing on our affirmation. But what's so important for you is to go back throughout the day or even throughout the week and remind yourself of what we learned on today, right? Go back. Remind yourself, if you get in a situation and you start feeling anxious or you start feeling uncertain, go back, remind yourself of your affirmations. Our first affirmation was, I am love, I am light, I am powerful beyond my wildest dreams and imaginations, right? That was our day 1. Our day 2 said, I am worthy of all my dreams and desires, right? Day 3, I possess within me everything needed to manifest the destiny that I choose. Okay. Day 4, I am blessed and constantly find favor with others. That was a big one because often we assume so much about others not wanting us to succeed, and we let that get us stuck. Day 5, I embrace my passion, realizing it is leading me towards a higher version of myself. And day 6, my past circumstances and my present situation don't dictate the potential of my future, meaning that no matter where I'm at in life, no matter where I come from, I can achieve success beyond my wildest imagination. I can have exactly what God purposed for me when He created me. That is my right. That is my right, regardless of where I'm at in life right now and regardless of where I've come from, right? So I want to remind you guys to go back, reread your affirmations, do meditation throughout the day. Like I said, if you get into a situation where you feel anxious or you feel frustrated, take a moment and center yourself, and meet me back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. for the 7th day. It'll be the first week. If you've been doing your affirmations, you should feel different. You should feel like your days are going a little bit different because you're starting them in the right way, right? Hopefully you're able to do them in the morning because, like I said, I believe it sets the tone for our day. Last but not least, you all know that you can go and download the free playlist. You can have that with you in your iPod and your car, wherever you are. You can get the free playlist by going to the website www.howtowinwhenshithappens. Now, I also want to remind you guys to join me today at 12 o'clock noon for a conversation with Shamanda Burston about mental health. We're going to talk about the affirmations and the importance of doing affirmations and centering ourselves, and talk about just, the fact that this is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month and how some of the things that minorities face, especially us African Americans, can be different than others when it comes to mental health. So thank you guys for joining me. I want to wish you a blessed, prosperous, happy day, right? If you need to go back to your affirmations, you can do just that. So I want to encourage you, leave me your comments. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I'm going to see you later today at 12 o'clock. And of course, in the morning at 7. See you guys then. Bye.